on for the cameras, but a very, very popular programme nonetheless. Not very popular are council cuts. Liverpool City Council today, due to publish details of how it intends to make £91 million worth of savings. Can I talk to the political reporter for Liverpool Echo, Mark Waddington, who joins me live from Liverpool. Good to see you, Mark. First of all, Mark,
morning,
there's a big theory, there's a big thing that this is all a conspiracy theory, that the councillors at Liverpool, they deliberately broke the bank. They deliberately spent, so this looks worse than it is, to make the coalition government, or whoever would follow Labour, look very, very bad. What would you say to that?
Well, if there was a conspiracy, it would have to be between all parties on the council. It would be difficult for the Conservative and Lib Dem government to perhaps accuse Labour of being politically motivated, for all parties are working together on this budget. It's unprecedented in Liverpool. Lord Storey, newly ennobled peer and former leader of Liverpool Council, been as closely involved with that as anyone. So I don't think anybody would agree with the idea that there was reckless spending. I mean, there isn't that much to be reckless with in the first place.
Well, the repercussions of a £91 million cut, what are those going to be, those repercussions?
Well, for ordinary people and families, children, the elderly, I mean, these are going to be the worst cuts they've ever known to services that they desperately need. Liverpool, most deprived city in the country, certain areas of the city need services that were provided through specialist grants that the city received, which they've had to cut, whether they be mobile health screening centres, free fruit and veg for school kids, free swimming lessons for pensioners, children. I mean, all these things, they're part of people's daily lives, mainly the things that keep them healthy, keep them active. You know, there is a fear that people will just be shut up inside with nothing to do.
But is there not an acceptance that in these times, and bearing in mind the amount of debt the country is in, that things like this are less important than somebody holding on to their job? Is there any sense that we're all in this together and, you know, these are cuts that must be shouldered?
Well, it's certainly the case that in Liverpool everyone's in it together. I mean, daily at the Echo we receive calls from people whose jobs are under threat. We are going through this budget with a fine-tooth comb, because we know that for every grant that gets taken away, a job goes with it. You know, the money isn't just spent to, it's not just thrown at a community and they do with it what they will. You know, people's jobs also rely on the specialist work that is done to help the poorest people in the city. So there's no sense that it's not jobs or funding. The two are, you know, inseparable.
So this really shows how much a city like Liverpool is dependent on the public purse. People who advocate this, a lot of them will say, look, it's up to the public sector to step in. Where is the public sector?
The private sector, you mean?
Yes, sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry, forgive me.
Well, where indeed? I mean, Liverpool Council, one of the first things it did was to make sure it tried to be as business friendly as it could. It's working very closely with a lot of big and small businesses. But that's more on trying to bring investment into the city in the longer term. Immediately, where is the private sector? Well, you know, a lot of the private sector feeds off the public sector, in the sense that the big contracts that firms receive are often public sector contracts. So if they are going, their revenues are smaller. So they can't pick up the slack, as the term that's been used. Nobody really knows how that's supposed to work in Liverpool.
Well, the full repercussions will be announced today. Mark Waddington, thank you very much indeed. Mark Waddington is the political reporter for the Liverpool Echo. Thank you. That is the picture in Liverpool. In Suffolk, the County Council there is due to vote on plans to cut £40 million from its budget. Emma Birchley with the details.